Hi, welcome to the garden. We've had rain 9 out of the last 12 days. But the garden's loving it. And what do you do in between sprinkles? You plant. So come on, let's plant. Following the story, we had a double coal frame set up here. This is the one I planted cabbage in December, and it did really, really well. We just finished that on up. So I'm going to cover up where I cut these off. I want to leave those roots in the ground. And then we're going to go ahead and plant some more cabbage. Not exactly in the same spot, but in the same bed. It did really, really well. This is an old beet we were keeping in here to let go to seed. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that in there. It's not hurting anything. I'm just going to pull this all back. We got the three sisters starting to come up over here. Some beans, some squash, and some corn. Grasshoppers have been just awful this year. The corn has to get a little ways before it'll even take off. Now we put probably 4 inches of sawdust in here last year. And there's still a little bit of remnants. But I think we're doing okay. But it broke down really nicely. Okay, I've got this opened up. Once again, one of the biggest things is our ground wants to stay covered. So what am I doing here? Well, this is cilantro. This is dried. And I got a bunch in the greenhouse that we're going to save seeds from. But this makes a nice little mulch layer. Also put seeds in here. We don't mind having the cilantro germinate in amongst the rest of the stuff we're going to plant today. So we already talked about it a little bit. I'm going to put in some cabbage. I'm going to put in some corn salad. We're going to go ahead and start some spinach. It might still be a little warm for the spinach, but our cooler days are coming. We'll get them germinated good, and hopefully they won't bolt. Now my plan here on the cabbage is to plant these pretty heavy. I'm just going to go ahead and use this area right here to start the cabbage. So I'm just kind of roughing this up. Look how nice that soil is underneath all that mulch. And where we put the sawdust down, the reason we did that, to get the mycorrhizal fungi life going. By the looks of that mushroom, we got plenty of mycorrhizal fungi going. So I'm going to kind of plant these kind of heavy. I'm going to plant a mix of purple and green, just because that's what makes it fun. What we planted in the winter was behind me. So we're still planting the same area because we had really good production. But then again, we're not. Just like Root Stout, just pat it down, good soil contact. Then we're going to come back from that, cut in a little row. And it has rained so much that this is muddier than normal. I'm not going to plant that much. I'm just going to get one little row going here. And I still am planting heavy because there are critters out here that like to eat what we like to eat. But I still have plenty of seed left. You're going to lightly cover that and pat that in. Now we got 2 kinds of cabbage, corn salad, and cilantro planted. Okay, for the spinach, I'm going to do 3 lines. And that ought to give us a pretty good representation. Now I'm spacing these out a little more because these do get big. I mean, I'm still planting heavy according to my wife, but these get a lot taller than everything else that we planted. And I am spacing them a little bit. And the best time to plant, according to the folks that showed me how to do this, is during the rain. Nice light little soil contact. Kind of fluff this loose soil back over the top of them. I'm just going to put the lightest little bit of mulch back over the top to help retain this moisture. Keep the seeds in place as the rain comes through tonight. Oh yeah, it's supposed to rain again tonight. A couple times. Could be heavy, could be light. We got round 2 of radishes, we got round 2 of corn. And round 2 of the cucumbers are coming up nicely. Round 2 of the carrots are actually putting on their true leaves. That was touch and go with that blistering hot 2 weeks. It's amazing. We just opened up this okra. The flowers are coming on. The little ones look like they've doubled in size. You can do this too. There's always something to do in the garden. When you got a humid, drizzly day, what do? Let's put some seeds in the ground. Remember, you can't grow unless you sow. And you still have time to get a few things in and get a few things out before the frost. If you want to see the cabbage we grew this year out of the cold frame, click that link right there and I'll meet you right back in the garden. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about the living soil, click that link right there and I'll meet you back in the garden. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.